Hey, I want to thank you for coming back to the channel. I'm going to talk about a couple guns that really aren't on YouTube that much. Obviously the UMP is on YouTube a lot, but most of the UMPs on YouTube are 45s. I am not a fan of the UMP and 45. The recoil is very harsh, and because of the extra weight of the 45 bolt, the gun does this a lot. When the bolt moves back, the gun, instead of a recoil like this, it does this. Now, it still does it in the other calibers, but since there aren't a lot of videos on it, I figured I'd do a video on it. This is a UMP-40. This particular one is a well-used dealer sample. It has a safe, semi, and full auto pack. Now, also has a tactical light, which I don't know why I put it on there, because it's a demo gun and I don't use it all the time. Well, why do I like the 40 over the 45? Well, first of all, 40, at the time I purchased this, was my department's issued caliber, and I was trying to push the department into maybe getting these for patrol carbines. 40 is expensive, but it's still cheaper to shoot than 45 in a lot of cases. As I said, the felt recoil on the 40 is a lot less than a 45, so it was a good viable alternative. And I'm not going to get into all the greatness or the shortcomings of the UMP, because there are literally a lot bigger channels than mine have done that. So I thought I'd just show you the 40. One thing about the 40, which I don't know if anybody knows that outside of a few of us, is that when HK built the UMP, we're going to have to zoom in on this, they put a flange on it right here. It's not threaded, it's not the standard MP53 lug. They put a flange on it. The flange on this gun is the same size as the flange on the 45. So what's really nice is, I'm going to show you one more thing before we zoom back out. If you can see, they actually mark the bolt 40 Smith & Wesson instead of 45. Now we'll zoom back out and stand this up a little bit. Hopefully you can see it. The flashlight's a little bit in the way. I have a Gemtech UMP-45 can. I don't have a UMP-45, I have a UMP-40. What's nice is, now there is a little notch I gotta get lined up right, but once you get it up, you just push it in, that clicks in, and your can's so now you got a suppressed submachine gun. What's nice about 40, if you shoot the 180 grain or the 190 grain or even some of the 170s, they're subsonic, so you don't have to worry about the supersonic crack. So it makes a nice little package. Obviously I can't show you weight, but honestly this is super light. We'll take it out in the range. We'll try unsuppressed and then suppressed. Hopefully some of that will come through on the microphone. I don't know how good the microphone will be. It's very windy today here in Pennsylvania, so if the camera shakes a little bit, not much I can do about it, because we have to freehand it, because it has been raining, I don't know, for about 4 days. The ground's so soft, it's not even worth trying to use a tripod. But we'll take it outside and shoot it, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. We'll be on the range in a second. Thanks a lot. I did make a mistake. I forgot to talk about the magazine. This is one of the only things I don't like about the 40. Like the 45, before we have to go out on the range, the reason I forgot to film this is I have to load the magazines. I don't like straight magazines of submachine guns, but that's not the reason I don't like this. This is a double stack single feed magazine. It's not a cycle feed. This reminds me of a lot of like the old M3 grease gun or the Sten, although you don't need a special tool to load it. Now I'm going to ask my cameraman to zoom in, and this is really going to be hard to see. I'm using a 9mm round instead of a 40. Why? Because that's what I had sitting right around the table. But right here, if you can see where my fingers is, there's a notch. To load this gun, this magazine, unlike a 9mm where you would just click it and go straight down, you actually have to put the round in like this, press down, and slide back like a handgun magazine. Well, gee, that looked pretty easy. Well, try doing it 30 times, say 8 magazines. It sucks. But I forgot to mention that in the earlier part of the video. So now we're going to put this in as a little addendum, and now I promise we're going to go out and shoot the gun. All right, we're going to take the UMP-40 for a test drive. This one has a safe semi-full auto pack on it. I loaded each magazine with 25 rounds simply because a box of 50, you break it in half, 25 apiece. I'll do some semi, then full. Then while we're going to run this straight through, after the bolt lock's open on the last shot, I'm going to put the can on and do a mag dump with the can. We're on semi. Full. Magazine did not lock the bolt open. So you can see the follower must be bad. So I'm going to manually lock it open. My Gemtech can. Ready to go. Another mag. Already on full automatic. Now that one locked it open like it should have. Obviously I need a new spring in the other mag. So there you have it, the UMP-40 with and without a can. Is it a good gun? I'll tell you what, if your police department has 40 as a service weapon, yeah, it's a good gun. It serves a purpose. Is it an MP5? Not even close. But to be truthful, the recoil on this isn't much worse than the 9. So, as I said, although I like the 9 because of the cheapness of the caliber, if your department has 40, this is a really good alternative, especially since you can put a safe semi-pack on it and make it a patrol carbine. Thanks for coming to the channel.